Hello and welcome to Is This Thing On? New podcast. I'm the host, Elliot DeWitt, and I'm here with Service Manager Extraordinaire, Alan Hochhalter. Alan, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Elliot. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better. Can you tell me, first of all, what would you say you do here?
At the company?
At the company.
So I started my career, Vern Eide, so for 9 years I was a service advisor. And then in 2022, I became the service manager. I managed the Honda service department, front and back. So we got our 9 service advisors, our 10 main shop technician, and anywhere from about 14 to 15 express technicians on the day.
So what's a day in your life kind of look like? What are you kind of handling every day?
Sure. So there's going to be all the internal things. So if the advisors need help, technicians need help with those things. Even our cleanup department. But then there's also all the customer relations stuff. So whether or not there's a complaint, or maybe it's a compliment, or maybe it's taking care of a car wash in those moments. So there's a lot of in and out and a lot of opportunities.
Tell me a little bit about your family.
What would you like to know?
Oh, are you married? Do you have any kids? Do you have any pets or anything? What do you got going on?
For sure. I've been married, which we're coming up on. Gonna mix this up. 8 years.
There we go. Is that right? I can't verify it.
It is. It'll be 8 years in May. So May 16th. So if you need to get us anything, just remember
What's your wife's name?
Liz.
Liz. Okay. And then do you have any kids or any pets or anything?
Just one pet. Like I say, it's English Shepherd Poodle mix named Wrigley.
Wrigley. For like the Cubs?
Nailed it.
You a Cubs fan?
Big Cubs fan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. It's good to know.
It is a good thing to know.
Are you you're not from Chicago? Did you used to grow up watching them or WGN?
That's it, man. The only way to do it was WGN back in the day.
Harry
Carey, man.
Got born and raised. Thought about Sandberg, but probably just Wrigley's going to always be there. Sandberg won't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
Can't go with Rhino. So.
Yeah, Rhino for a dog. That'd be a good name.
My parents and my brother still live back in Armour and run our family farm back there.
So that's where you grew up then?
I did. Armour, South Dakota.
That's born and raised.
Born and raised.
What do you guys got for a family farm? What do you guys do over there?
Came from my grandfather. And my father's been running it since. And my brother involved, but it's agriculture and also livestock. So it's roughly on that, I think, 1,100 acre kind of deal. Roughly about 100 head of cattle. So yep.
Would you ever think about staying with the farm, or did you always know you were kind of wanting to get out of that?
There was always that was in the back of my mind. The initials, I needed to go to school, those kind of things. So I came up here, did my schooling, kind of got into the automotive world, thought about maybe at a certain time that I would go back to it. But it just kind of got kind of spoiled with all the amenities here. Met my wife, so that was another reason. Obviously, her work is here, so it's tough for her to find a job of what she does in a town of 800 people. So for the most part, that's kind of what kind of kept us here, and as our careers advanced. I still would love to maybe do it. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But it's just a different lifestyle for sure.
Yeah. What does your wife do for work?
So she does the security training for the officers at the airport.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So there's probably not a lot of airports in Armour.
No.
None exist.
Unless you call a field of airport.
Airport hangar. What about, where'd you go to school, and what'd you end up graduating with? Or what kind of degree?
You talking about my
your schooling. You said you went to schooling up here.
Oh, my college degree.
College degree. What did we do?
So I went to Southeast Tech.
Sure.
Got an associate's degree in just business management.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, were you always working in automotive, since you got out of college?
Yeah, correct. So within the first couple months of living in Sioux Falls, I moved here in 2006. I started working at actually the Sears Auto Center. For those that know what Sears is, I worked there for 3 years. I worked there as I was going to school. Basically, is very basic stuff: oil changes, tires, those kind of things. after the school was over, I was still there. Ended up taking a different job at Tires Plus, which is on 41st Street.
Sure.
Doing similar stuff, but it was just a little bit more advanced. There's more mechanical repairs, those kind of things. Yep.
So you were doing actual repair work.
So to an extent, it was very minor. Most of my technical job role was usually in the sales side of it. We were always there to help, mounting tires, doing some chassis work, those kind of things if we were in a pinch. But yeah, mostly on the sales side.
So you then went to Vern Eide eventually.
Correct.
Doing, you said service advisor?
You got it.
So then you were doing that for, what'd you say, 7 years, something like that?
9 years.
9 years. You said 9 years.
Yeah, 9, yeah.
9. Got it. Okay. And so then you've been in the service manager for, you said 2022, correct?
Yep. This is kind of the fall of 2022. So just a little over, a year and a few months. Yep.
And how's that gone so far?
That's been good. It's been good. Every day is a different challenge, and there's always something different, which I like. I don't know if I could come into a job and do something repetitive every day, the same thing over and over. I need that change, and I need that something else to drive me all the time.
For you specifically, like, what's kind of your why? Like, what kind of drives you every day?
Sure. So I think there's a couple different things. The family and the home life, the reasons I do what I do on a day-to-day. And a lot of times it's, obviously for financial reasons, to kind of make sure we're set up for our future and whatever that may entail in time. Probably the biggest why on the day-to-day in the business is having the opportunity to, take care of is probably a too strong of a word for it, but be involved in 60 plus people's lives. And whether that is, it's just helping them in a situation that's work related, or maybe it's not work related, but just being able to hopefully either improve someone's day or in the major spec, improve somebody's life. And I think that's my why.
That's awesome. It's a good thing to do. Like, yeah, it's a lot of lives that you impact with the service manager job specifically.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot on your team, right?
Correct.
You got about, what'd you say, like 60?
Yeah, probably close to 60 people.
60 people?
Yeah.
That's just a lot of, like, daily impact there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of your job? Yeah, I know.
That's a great question.
Hard-hitting question, I know.
Some of it ties back into the why, probably. Because there's a lot of challenging things that are going to be frustrating at times, but trying to remember the small wins all the time, and how everybody, maybe just in that day that everybody's just in a great mood and smiling. Those are the kind of things that are always awesome. But like I say, I think it's just probably my favorite thing is just the people, typically. Yeah.
That's awesome. Both customers and the staff.
Yeah, that's one thing at this point in the role that I'm in is I always had a great customer base. So it was always not that I would see them same people every day, but it was always fun just to kind of keep up with them and their families and what's going on. So now it's just a different connection there. I don't have that as much, so I kind of miss that, to be honest. Don't get me wrong. There was always the challenging ones that maybe I don't miss as much, but yeah. But it was good.
Did you start to get to know families by their vehicle then?
Oh, 100%.
So like when they come in, you're like, oh yeah, Odyssey. How's it going? How's the Odyssey going? Like that?
Not quite.
Not quite like that, no.
But yeah, it was for sure, man. You knew people. You obviously recognize them. I'm a face guy. I can always remember faces. I would always struggle with names at times, but I could always wing it. So.
Yeah, you got that recognition in your eyes, but you're like, hey, you.
You're Ray.
Right? Yeah, I knew it. What was it again? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember. What's something maybe that most people maybe don't know about you? Yeah, let's get real.
It's a tough question. Kind of an open book, man.
It is an open book.
Well,
did you write a book?
This is an open book?
This is an open book. You're an open book.
For the most part, man. I don't know if there's a lot of things that people don't know about me. Man. Can we come back to that one?
Yeah, we can circle back.
Fantastic.
Sure. That's easy to do. What's something that you enjoy doing in your free time? What do you like to do outside of work?
Sure. It kind of depends on the season and the weather. Summertime, I don't do it as much as I'd like to. I definitely like to golf. Not a good golfer, If I was a bogey golfer, that'd be a good day, So there's a lot of room for improvement, but it takes the time.
Sure.
But yeah, just outdoor activities in the summer for sure. The winter time, I used to do a lot of snowmobiling in the mountains. Again, with schedules and stuff, it's been a little bit more Tough to make that happen, but those are a couple of the big activities that I really like.
Where would you go to snowmobile?
So typically, if depending on the weather, we do some of the stuff here, like Rapid City, the Hills area.
Sure.
But a lot of times it was Wyoming, so either the northern or southern Wyoming.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Is that a trip with like family, or is it mainly friends, or what do you usually do with that?
Usually friends. We kind of had a group of anywhere from 4 to 8 that would kind of typically would go along depending on how his schedule was. But
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's always a great time.
I only have 2 other questions, one of which we've already asked, but you said to circle back to.
This is pretty early on the circle back.
I know it is. So it's like, do I end with my final question and then we come back to that and then we have to edit it?
We can do it.
Or do we just skip it completely? Is there nothing that that maybe people don't know? Like are you like a woodworker or something outside of work, or do you play guitar? Is there anything that you do? I mean, you said you golf and snowmobile, but
yeah, most people know that kind of stuff. But I don't know if there's a lot of people that don't really know.
you just tell everybody everything.
I
all the
just
time.
can't shut up, so
Yeah,
I just tell a lot
gotta
of
say
tell a
it.
lot of stories.
I don't really have a middle. It's all
It's all or
Fire
nothing.
hose.
Yeah, I don't know, but
fire hose approach. It's all good. We don't need to have it because we've got plenty of content, I'm sure.
are you sure?
Yeah, we do. So now I'm going to ask you my last question.
No
Here
pressure.
we go. Ready? The last question. Are you a book guy, a movie guy, or a music guy? If you had to pick one of those 3, what would you say you were?
So probably a movie guy.
Movie guy?
Yeah.
Like your movies?
I do like my movies.
All right. Top 3 movies for you, for Alan Hochhalter, of all time. Your all-time 3 favorite movies.
All
It
time.
doesn't have to be like
This isn't
highly acclaimed. It's just your favorite 3. Desert Island type feel.
no genres.
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
It's open.
Open book.
Yep.
Very similar to
There's
my
not
approach.
a movie named Open Book, I don't think. And if there was, it would be in there. But
So we start from the bottom, work our way up.
you tell me. It's your call, man. Do you want to start at 3?
I think we start at 3.
It's number 3.
Well, Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption. Can't go wrong with Shawshank.
Just a classic.
Classic. Fresh fish. It's always on.
Always on.
It's like
If
always
you
on
want to watch it,
TGS,
you got
TNT because they know drama.
It's always there.
Always on.
Nice.
It's dramatic.
was
Number 2,
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan, war film.
I do like my history,
Yeah?
so that's always very good for me.
I just remember hearing this somewhat recently, that when they did like the shooting of that, they kept Matt Damon away from the basic training from all the other guys, so that they kind of resented him.
Wow.
So then in the movie, when they're trying to find him, they already resent him because he didn't do the same basic training as them. They didn't build that
I
camaraderie.
like that. They built that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Very good.
Nice little fact. Don't know where I
Fun
heard it.
facts.
Hope it's true.
I made that up.
Could be made up. If I did, I'd be pretty smart. All right, the number 1. Yeah,
Jeez, it's so intense.
real intense. Number 1 movie of all time.
What's a good movie Russell Crowe is in?
The Gladiator.
Nailed it, man.
The Gladiator.
It's the best. It's so good.
Okay? Yeah, I mean it is really good.
I mean,
it's kind of historical.
Are you
era.
not entertained?
Huh?
Are you not entertained from that?
I am very entertained by that. That is a good answer. When would that have been out? Did you go in the theaters?
I did. I went with my father, actually, which
yeah?
is probably I shouldn't have been there because I was probably, like I said, I don't exactly know when it came out. I was probably 12 years old, probably.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little violent for a 12-year-old.
Under 13.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Went with my dad. It's great.
That's probably a pretty good memory. Where'd you go then?
So I was actually in Armour. So they had it was in probably like 97, 98. They opened the theater back up in Armour. So it's like
really?
every weekend there'd be a new movie there. So
And that was there.
it was there.
That's crazy. Is that part of a reason why it's your favorite, or is it mainly the story?
I think that's part of it, but I think the story is really good.
Right? Joaquin? Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
You know who I'm
He's
talking about.
he's the best, man. If you want a villain in a movie,
Yeah,
he's got the demeanor and
he does.
he's
It's
just a
weird.
scary guy.
Yeah, he
Scary
was. I don't have any other questions. That's it.
dude. All right. So now I start asking the questions.
You can if you want. I don't really know if you have any questions to ask me. Do you have any you want to know?
Well, I don't know. Do we want to talk about you and your family?
No, we don't want to talk
All right.
about me and my
All right,
family.
that's fine. I guess
Right?
that's it.
We don't
then.
need to talk about my family. All right. That's pretty much it. Thanks for being on the show, Alan. Is this thing on? Is it on? I can't tell. It's
Yeah,
plastic.
it's good to go.
Thanks for being here. Great to learn more about you.
Thanks for having
That was
me.
very formal. Thanks for sticking around and learning more about Alan here. And thank you for being here for our first episode. Ooh, I didn't even say the first one before, but first episode of Is This Thing On?